BYOT. Bring your own tacos.
Dick swinging.
You're listening to American Slacker Podcast.
We can say fuck.
With Matthew Gertz and Jesse Landers.
I don't care, I've been smoking, this is cool.
That's a decent amount of sausage.
This man needs a doctor!
Yeah, I just hope they're tasty. What's up with these clowns, man? Cut the lights and went through people's pockets.
Don't you point that at each other.
Let them smoke a little. You need to step it up to that point. We're not gonna lead with the.
We're not gonna lead with that.
So we pulled a little bit of a sneak on them, huh, Matt?
A little bit, man. There's a lot coming out.
And we normally would put it out on a Wednesday, but we're flooding your iTunes or wherever you get our podcast with a special bonus episode on a Saturday. What? They got it.
Yeah, never done before from the Slackers. But I mean, like I'm saying, we have a ton of content we got to get out to you guys. We've got a lot backlogged, and we literally before this episode was recorded, we're doing another bonus. What? It's never ending. But it's a lot of fun and a lot of great people we've been talking to and working with. So we're looking forward to you guys getting this content.
Yeah, so if you didn't check it out already, make sure to check out episode 94 that we dropped. It's a little bonus conversation we had with Aaron Weininger of the Yes and I Am podcast. You might recognize him from either a promo that we've played in the past or maybe during our Patreon shoutouts. You've heard his name. He's a big longtime supporter of the show, and we're big fans of his show, so we really appreciated him coming on and hope you enjoy that episode.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And also, again, check out his show. Yes, and I am. Alrighty, now let's step into the show. Welcome to American Slacker Podcast. As always, I'm Matt.
And I'm Jesse, here to entertain you on our weekly show. We're not only bonus, don't worry. We're not transitioning, yeah. We're giving you everything you want.
In a way, we've got two different shows. We've got our bonus content shows, which are generally, people coming on the show as a guest. And we've got these regular segment shows that have all kinds of fun shit going on for you. So, double the content.
One thing we always like to do at the top of these weekly shows is give a little bit of love via Twitter. We do a weekly lottery where if you send out a retweet with on our pinned tweet for that week, which is our most recent episode, you get a chance for Matt to pick your number and get yourself a little shout out. So Matt, I'm gonna blow you away this time. What would you say our average has been?
Maybe 20.
Maybe 43. You got 43 to pick from this time.
I don't even know where to start. God, I'm doing all kinds of crazy head motions because I'm blown away from this. Jesus. 43.
Yeah, decent amount.
Ooh. Well, I don't know. For some reason, I'm being drawn. This is weird. This is going to be irrelevant to people, but we were doing a show earlier with a guest, and we were talking about the E channel. And you know what the E channel used to be on cable, for me at least, maybe you too, back in Hyde Park? 37?
Yeah, I was going to say 37.
37's the pick of our pod shout-out this week.
All right, you're going to need to give me a minute then.
That's no problem at all, man. E channel. We're talking Mario Lopez is holding it down now, I guess, but Howard Stern used to be on that shit late at night. A lot of cool shit late at night on E channel. Used to love that. Keep me entertained as a young man, learning shit I shouldn't have known about.
All right, this is someone who has won before. It's at EMZT Radio. And
really?
They are the home for macabre fun and music, interviews, and independent horror. Hosted by EMZT Infamous and at Bane Hellborn. # Modern Family.
That's awesome.
So congrats at EMZT Radio.
What are the odds I pull one that's already been featured before out of all those numbers?
Well, we got a lot of people who will constantly, make sure to retweet us each week too, which we really do appreciate.
Yeah, definitely check the show out, see what they're about.
So Matt, what do we got coming up in today's show?
Well, as always, you might know, we start out with a little bit of news to keep you guys entertained. A bunch of bizarre shit. And in this episode, we got a bunch of DQ news, which hits close to home for me and Landers because DQ was like a local spot to chill.
It was a hangout right there.
Yeah, it was a great spot, man. Many of the young days spent at DQ to drive in and hang out. And then we're going to move along. We got some video games. It's time we tackle what games are going on with Xbox Gold. And also the Wheel of Weird. So stick around. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. And with our weird news, we always like to start out with a little bit of weed news. And we're talking legalization 2018.
Okay. Where are we talking about? Nationwide?
No, we got 4 states that are pushing towards some form of legalization or medical legalization.
Okay.
First off, we've mentioned 2 episodes ago, Michigan. They're pushing to, get full legalization of marijuana on the table this year. They've got enough signatures on their ballots, and Michigan State University survey shows that 61% of voters approve legalization.
That's pretty good, man. That's really good. I'm glad to see that shit.
Up next, we got Oklahoma, who's considering medical marijuana during their June 26th primary election. And a poll conducted in January shows 62% of voters would approve the proposal.
It's a big step for Oklahoma, man. Coming from a southern state like that, I feel like they have a pretty certain feeling on weed.
And I wonder if it would kind of be harder to get, kind of like how New York has medical, but like it's nearly impossible to even get.
Yeah, unfortunately it probably will be, but still a step.
Yeah, definitely. And next up we have Utah, who is strongly considering medical marijuana more so than Oklahoma, even where 77% of voters approve medical marijuana, and that would be on their ballot in November.
Oh, that's awesome. So that's a shoo-in then. It's definitely gonna get passed.
And last but not least is Missouri, where 3 competing petitioning drives are up to get medical marijuana put on the November ballot. So one of them's bound to go through.
Yeah.
And they'll end up having it up to the voters.
Yeah, man. All I'm saying is, why the fuck is New York not on there? Like, why is New York being such a little stubborn, prissy bitch about legalizing fucking marijuana? Like, we're a progressive state. Like, we need to get with it.
And it's all Midwestern and Western states,
yeah,
if you think about it. And I guess Southern with
Wouldn't you think New York would be ahead of them? Like, fucking, like, Missouri? Like, what the fuck? It pisses me off. Like, I'm sick of it. I'm tired of being a criminal trying to get weed. Like, always worrying when I go pick up my weed, like, if I'm gonna get stopped on the way home and, like, busted, they take my weed, I gotta pay a fine, possibly get a misdemeanor. Like, what the fuck, man? It's like, it's old news. Like, I just want to enjoy it like I enjoy my alcohol, that I clearly go to Price Chopper and buy a fucking, like, growler without an issue.
Right. Well, hopefully that'll happen soon. I'm happy for these states that they're pushing towards a positive stance on it, at least. And if you want to read more about this, we'll be posting this up on our Facebook page on Monday, like we do every week with our cannabis articles.
Definitely check it out. Man, cannabis back in the day brings me back, man, talking about DQ. And our next story, nothing like back in the day being a teenager smoking a doobie, going to DQ, getting a flamethrower. Oh my lord.
Talking Dairy Queen, some nice burgers. They had good chicken sandwiches too. Good ice cream, of course. They can't beat the Blizzards.
Oh man. Well, Dairy Queen's a pleasant experience, but not always, it turns out. And a couple owners of a wildlife park in Alberta, Canada, had to learn out the hard way. What they did was they decided they were going to take out a member of the zoo, a bear. They were going to take him to get some ice cream at Dairy Queen.
Oh, we're not talking just like a small like dog or something. We're talking full-grown grizzly.
Yeah, we're talking a full-grown grizzly, and I'm not even saying like they brought him out of the truck in a crate. Grizzly was riding shotgun.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and the owner of the DQ was feeding the bear, like hand by hand, like just like feeding the bear. He was like, hell yeah, this is awesome. The bear was enjoying it, having a good old time. Unfortunately, their permit requires them to alert authorities, I guess, before moving animals out of the zoo, so they fell into some trouble with that.
Oh, so it's not that the bear's not allowed in the drive-thru, it's that they should have told someone before they did it?
Yeah. Apparently, like, I don't know if they need maybe they need a police escort when they're bringing like a grizzly off
So
site.
they gotta put it down.
Put it down.
They forget to put hot fudge on their sundae.
This grizzly is no problem at all. I'm looking at the photos. The video is cute as shit. He's just having a good time enjoying his ice cream cone. He's not looking to cause it trouble. He's just hanging out, man.
Well, that's good. Enjoying a nice vanilla cone.
Yeah, man. Hopefully, the zoo owners are in a little bit of trouble for this whole ordeal, and they didn't even exactly realize the whole standard of having to alert the authorities. But, they say, this is the first time they've ever had trouble, and they've been open for 28 years, so they're going to try to follow the standards a little more closely and not bring the bear to get ice cream without telling the cops.
Right. Gotta make sure you let people know when you're going to DQ. We have another DQ story in our next article, as a young girl who was too young to even be driving smashed into an outdoor seating area at a Dairy Queen in Dearborn, Michigan. Or Dearborn Heights, Michigan.
Oh, God. Nobody was sitting there, right?
There were people sitting there, and there was actually security camera footage of the incident. Luckily, no one was hurt. The most thing that happened, I think someone got like a scrape on their leg. But it's probably because the barriers that were up there kind of acted as a cow catcher to like push them from like going under the car. There was only 2 people, it looked like, sitting out on the patio when it happened.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Well, that's good that there wasn't a ton of people out there waiting to get mowed over.
Yeah. And they're not even like close to the road or anything. I guess the young girl, got in the car and started to drive, and they didn't realize what they were doing when they gunned it into this area where people were sitting on the patio.
Yeah, it's a crazy scenario, man. My cousin actually did that. My cousin jumped in a car that was running. Like, he was like, he wasn't even in the car, but like, my aunt had started the car, and he jumped in it, man, and gunned it, and ran into a pool.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Made quite the splash, I'd imagine.
Oh yeah, man. Quite a nightmare.
Yeah, that's why I don't sit outside. Fuck that. If they're like outdoor, indoor seating, indoor.
Yeah, especially if you're near a road at all or near the parking lot. You gotta be careful, people. You get fucking ran over by fucking somebody that thinks they're going forward and they're in reverse. And for some reason, they gotta lay the pedal to the ground.
You're right. It's a lot of times it's older people too.
Oh man, remember bringing it back home? The Dunkin' Donuts had somebody, like an older person, where they had a little jut in their drive-thru that the person that was like handing the coffee to the person, so it came out of the building a little bit. Somebody ran right through that fucking thing.
Yeah, I remember.
Luckily, nobody was there.
I drove past and saw like the hole in the wall. I was like, "What the fuck?"
Whoa, man. Yeah, you gotta be careful. Be alert of cars, people.
It also goes to say that this is not the first time that a young person has driven a car into something.
Yeah, and it won't be the last.
Yeah, we hear this all the time, so I'm sure we'll hear more.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you got to keep these kids under lock, man. They're fucking crazy. They're all hopped up on candy.
Yep.
Oh,
give them a couple of boxes of nerds, and they're going off the fucking walls, man.
A bunch of crazy nerds themselves. God. Well, speaking of candy, it's not a tech segment, but we got to talk about Elon Musk. Elon Musk... did you hear about Elon Musk could be potentially removed as the chairman of Tesla?
Yeah, I read a little bit about that. I wonder if he's just stepping away, to work on other ideas. He's got a lot going on with the Boring Company and stuff.
Yeah, I feel like that it's some kind of move with that. Maybe like the investors feel like maybe his motives are swayed somewhere else, and he's not as dedicated to Tesla anymore. So maybe they want to put somebody who will focus on Tesla.
True.
Maybe it's that. But one of the things Elon Musk could be focusing on in the future here is a candy company. That's not something you'd expect me to say, I'd imagine. Elon Musk has tweeted that he is starting a candy company, and we're not sure if we can believe him or not, because Elon is a sarcastic and witty motherfucker that might just be playing games with our hearts. I mean, I could just imagine, like, the best candy in the world, who's gonna make it? We don't have Willy Wonka, but we do have Elon Musk.
That's all I was picturing, is like a Willy Wonka style Tesla facility.
Oh my god, man. He's gonna establish a candy company. He's gonna make the greatest factory of all time. That's some kind of ecosystem like deal. And then he's gonna give it away to somebody with a golden ticket.
I'm
telling
true. We'll have to buy our Musk bars.
Oh my god, you gotta buy the Musk bars to find the, it wouldn't be like a golden ticket, it'd be like a meteorite ticket.
Yeah.
Or something. Like, you gotta find the meteorite in the candy bar, or something like that. I
mean, again, not a tech segment, but I did read recently that he said he's planning on launching more space, or more things to space in 2019 than the U.S. ever has, and that they plan on launching and reusing a rocket in the same day. So what he could do with candy, I'm sure, would be fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Yeah, that Falcon 9, I mean, being the first rocket that can go up into space and then land perfectly on its own, like, instead of, ejecting pieces and basically parachuting to the Earth. That's crazy, man. I mean, I can only imagine what this motherfucker could do. He will develop the real everlasting gobstopper. I'm telling you.
There you go.
We're talking real deal shit. You need one piece of candy for the rest of your life. It's forever gonna have a flavor and never deteriorate.
Very true.
Well, we can only hope. I mean, this tweet about starting the candy company was followed by another one from him that said he is super, super serious. I mean, a man wouldn't say that unless he really was fucking around with the idea of getting the candy company going.
Yeah.
I mean, just my thought.
Or he's fucking with us.
Oh, don't play games with my heart, Elon. I want to see what kind of techie candy you can make.
He's going to have some jungle in a biome that's growing the chocolate right there with jaguars running around and fucking peacocks.
Oh my god.
And all kinds of other exotic animals.
Oh my god, just peacock shit all over your candy, all over your chocolate. This is peacock shit cocoa.
Ooh, fancy. It's like the civet that eats those coffee beans.
Oh, and shits them out, and then they're like a whole delicacy.
Yep.
Weird shit.
Well, we're talking about more peacock shit in our next story, because peacocks have taken over a small street near Vancouver up in Canada, and residents are split on them. Some like the birds, some really don't.
I can see why that would happen. I mean, they're a very pretty bird, but a lot of people don't realize.
Yeah.
It's a big bird. It's going to leave a lot of shit. Mm-hmm. And also, as I was playing the sound for you earlier, they make a hideous sound. They're equivalent to a rooster. They're pretty bad.
It's worse than a rooster.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It is a horrendous, somebody's getting stabbed with a knife scream.
So yeah, you don't want these things screaming and shitting everywhere like this one man whose name is Parminder Brar.
Wait, what? Parminder Brar?
Parminder Brar.
Parminder Brar.
And he said, I'm fucking tired of these peacocks. The final straw came last year
Pokemon.
When his father injured himself slipping in peacock excrement on his property.
Oh man. Parminder Brar, whatever the fuck his name is, his dad slipped in some peacock shit and got a little injured.
And he got a personal vendetta, and he said, they drew first blood, not me.
You should have never targeted my dad, peacocks.
Yep.
That was your first mistake. Your second mistake was looking so goddamn beautiful.
So he said, I need to get these peacocks out of this tree that they're nesting in near my house.
Okay.
He tried to get approval from the town. The town said no, so he said, fuck it. And he chopped the tree down himself.
Oh, man, he was just like fucking Johnny Appleseed, just going ham on it. He's
like,
the
anti-Appleseed.
I guess, yeah, true. Appleseed planted trees. This guy's like
ripping them off.
Doing the opposite. All right, true.
He ended up pissing off his neighbors after doing this and receiving a $10,000 fine.
Damn, Lumberjack John's never going to be able to afford that $10,000 fine.
He says, I'd do it again. No, there's no quote of that there, but I wish there was.
That made it so much more fun.
These aren't Canadian geese. They're beautiful, so they might have a bit more of a following or backing. Anyone could be like, yeah, get geese out of here. But because they're not common, these peacocks, they kind of fall into a legal gray area where it's like, I don't know who's supposed to really handle this. They're like, they can't be taken away by the animal control people because of the rules and regulations.
Oh, man, it's crazy. I mean, it's not an indigenous animal, so it shouldn't be there. So they're like, what the fuck do we do with it? We can't just uplift them. They've found a home.
I think I'd be down with them. It sucks that they're shitting everywhere, but
It does suck. They're loud and they're shitting everywhere. But I mean, yeah, it's like an exotic thing, and it could be like a crazy form of evolution happening to you. What if they just spread and make a whole new like species, like they become normal? Like it's normally happening. Peacocks just spread across. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, you get some wild peacocks running around at that point. Yeah. Oh yeah. By the way, the peacocks ended up perching on his roof now instead, since they don't have the tree anymore.
Well, that's a pretty shitty piece of karma. He took his home, so guess what? He's taking your home, bitch.
That's how it goes.
Peacocks fly?
Feuding peacocks. Yeah, I think they can fly. I think it's like turkeys. They can probably do short distances.
They can coast a little bit.
Yeah.
Coast on potential. Well, it seems like United Airlines is coasting on potential right now. Because they're having a little bit of issues. They're under fire again. Now, they had that whole unfortunate incident where they...
Which one?
The flight attendants made... They're not the window guys. That's Southwest. The window guys, Southwest can't nail down the whole configurement of the window on an airplane without it busting. But United Airlines has had an issue with their actual in-flight employees. And they're the ones that had that whole bulldog. They made the little girl put the bulldog up in the
French
fucking
bulldog.
Yeah,
didn't they also have the scorpion in the...
they might have.
I think that was United also.
Scorpion dropped down and fucking shanked that doctor, right?
And I think they've lost some dogs. Yeah.
Yeah. The shanked doctor from the Scorpion lost dogs. All kinds of crazy shit.
Basically, at this point, when you get on a United flight, they're going to kick you in the ass and throw your luggage out of the plane and tell you to deal with it, is what it says.
Yeah. And complimentary throw some kind of
they're gonna
crazy insect
They're going to peg you in
face.
the face with a mini vodka bottle.
Oh, and that too. Well, that's kind of nice. I mean, you're going to need something to break the edge of flying with them anymore. Because apparently, lately, in flight 4689, they had a stewardess that was getting a little too testy, and it turns out they might have been a little bit boozed up or even high.
Oh.
Now, this made a terrifying ordeal for everybody on board. And it all started with an announcement, one of the boarding announcements. It was, if your seatbelt isn't fastened, you fucked up.
It sounds like Samuel L. Jackson or something. Like, hang on to your butts.
Yeah, man. Yeah, exactly. And me and you were talking about this story off there. I'm a nervous flyer. I don't like flying at all. So if I heard this shit, I would just be like, who the fuck is manning this shit? I am fucking not putting my life in jeopardy here. Let me open the door. I'm out of here. That's it. And apparently it was a pretty uncomfortable flight altogether for everybody on board. Multiple people had made a comment about it to other employees on the plane. So, this plane took off from Denver. And luckily, it landed safely in North Dakota. But police were waiting there for that stewardess.
No shit. She's probably sober by then.
She's probably sober by then, so they got no evidence. Yeah, true. But at least the flight made it. That's all I'm worried about anymore with these crazy fucking things happening. Traveling's, it's crazy these days, man. A lot of people have to take the planes. It's fucking shitty when something happens, even a delay, let alone... Your stewardess is acting a fool, saying you fucked up if you didn't put your seatbelt on.
That couldn't have been the only thing. She had to have a couple other zingers.
That's only the only reference we have, but I'm sure there was all kinds of crazy things. I mean, the only thing we have is that she was quoted out of control throughout the whole course of the flight. I wish we had more lovely quotes, because I believe there would be great material.
Yeah, I'd imagine there are a couple zingers in there.
Oh, without a doubt. If your seatbelt doesn't fasten, you fucked up. Do you think somebody that says something like that doesn't have anything else in their fucking stash? Fuck, man. So everybody out there, if you're traveling, be safe. Right now, I would say the airlines to avoid: Southwest, United Airlines.
You heard it.
I'm gonna say
travel
JetBlue.
tips.
I had a great time on JetBlue. They had really nice blue lighting. They give you complimentary headphones, blankets, whatever you need.
There you go.
You're good. It's
and
nice and comfy.
I stand behind Virgin and Alaska.
I've got to try Virgin in Alaska. I haven't had the chance. You always recommend them. Maybe next time I fly.
That's what I'm taking on my vacation in a week or two.
Let's see if the verdict stands.
Yeah, let's see. Well, we're talking about more drunk people. As a man is arrested after drunkenly driving a lawnmower and cutting someone else's grass.
What? How are
Nah,
you gonna arrest a man
that's
for
what
doing
I'm
a free
saying.
job?
Yeah, he's doing something nice. Well, maybe,
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe the patterns he was putting in weren't appropriate. Maybe he put a dick in his neighbor's yard or something.
Oh, so he's not exactly doing in like that really nice like NFL field pattern where it's that cross tread, like really cool grid.
Dark light.
You just get a nice like fucking soft dick right in your lawn.
Just a limp one
dangling.
hanging, pointing at the mailbox. So a man was arrested while operating a riding lawnmower. And police said this isn't the first time he's done this.
Never is it?
The man's eyes were glassy and he failed a breathalyzer test.
So he failed tremendously on his test, huh?
Yeah, he got a 0.189.
Oh, fuck.
BAC
Jesus
there.
Christ, that's over double the New York.
And we got some video of it, too. He's, the cops are actually laughing on the dash cam as they pull up to... Like, oh, man, Barry's back at it again.
Man, there's this, like, one guy running around and does, like, videos of this shit. Like, it's jokes, obviously, but, like, he gets pulled over and shit. Like, he was in a lift, in a tractor, all that shit. But this is the real-life version of this shit. This is crazy. You can't make this up. This dude is just drunkenly out there on his mower, and he's like, you know what? That lawn looks like it needs a couple stripes across it. Alright, I'm on my way.
It sounds like this might be his only means of transportation, because the previous time he was arrested in a parking lot of a grocery store for operating the mower while intoxicated and causing a disturbance, which to me just sounds like he left the lawnmower blades down while on the fucking parking lot pavement.
Oh my god, just throwing stones at everybody's cars and people.
Just rip it up the Walmart parking lot, you know?
Oh my god. Yeah, what a fucking nightmare.
You gotta lift the blades, Barry.
Dude, who gets around on a fucking tractor like that? That's fucking
slow.
That's creepy.
That's a very slow and inefficient way of
creeping and creepy. Well, yeah, that's something to complain about. I'll tell you what. If a guy is running around just letting his lawnmower idle, slicing that blade down,
fucking
throwing stones all over, burning your lawn up, man, justifiable to complain about that guy. Let's move along to somebody who just likes to complain about anything. And what we've got a woman who lives in Ridgewood, New Jersey. And she likes to complain about anything going on in the neighborhood. That's what I get from this story.
Bit of a busybody.
She's had issues before where she has complained about a store that operates next door to her, right across the road. Okay. She's complained about all their trucks idling multiple times. She's taken the keys out of cars before. And now it's gone even further when an Optimum cable worker was working outside of her house, and she decided to take the keys out of his truck. But the only problem with this was that he was up in the bucket, and he cannot operate the bucket after the truck has been turned off.
Well, he got himself into a bit of a situation there, it sounds like.
Yeah, well, not only did he, but that woman did when she did that, because she's now being held under charges of false imprisonment, disorderly conduct, criminal trespassing, and harassment.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's a lot to slam her for, but like you said, she did have a previous record of fucking with trucks, apparently.
Yeah, man, and I mean, the cops were probably like, oh, we know who that is right away. Like, they get a call to a certain area. What a fucking pain in the dick, though, for that poor Optimum worker.
Yeah,
I mean,
sucks.
I can understand it. I'm pissed with we've talked about this before, we're pissed with our internet. Like, it doesn't work a lot of the time.
I'm not gonna go strand them.
Strand the cable guy up at the fucking pole. They're always working at the pole across my street. I'm not fucking going over there and fucking them. God. This poor guy got held up for we don't even know how long.
Yeah, right? It didn't really go into that, I guess.
Hopefully this lady stops her shit and stops being so nosy and stranded goddamn cable man up in the air.
Leave him alone.
Leave him alone. Leave the trucks alone, lady.
She just needs to have a better sense of humor, maybe.
Yeah, or maybe a joint or bomb rip or something like that.
Rip it up.
Yeah.
Well, I have something that could make her laugh, maybe brighten her day. Our funny clip of the week.
Oh, it's a golden one this time. It's always golden, but this time I really got a kick out of this.
Yeah, we got when boys are out to play, they'll do something fun. And this time we got three guys, and we're calling this one body surfing.
Now, a lot can come to mind with body surf, I think, when you think about it. But let's lay it out for the people a little bit here. We've got a golf cart involved in this body surf. Now, that's going to throw the wrench, I think. You're going to be like, how the fuck is a golf cart involved in the body surf? Like, it's a body surf.
How does one body surf with a golf cart?
Well, I think you should break this down for them, Jesse.
We have a man kind of with his legs perched on the front of the golf cart, so he's being pushed by the golf cart on his back. First off, he's got horrible grass stains on that shirt.
Oh my god, if not rash.
He's
on
essentially
his body.
become an extension of the golf cart at this point. And his buddy is standing on him while pouring a beer into his mouth.
On his chest.
And, yeah, he's standing on his chest pouring a beer into his mouth while the golf cart pushes them. So that's why we call it body surfing. This guy's basically getting a beer poured into him while acting as a surfboard.
And goddamn are they doing it pretty fucking smooth.
It's miraculous. I would love to have seen, because they cut off before they stopped, but I feel like stopping was the funnier part with this, maybe.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, who knows? They pulled off the momentum smooth. Maybe it was smooth just
Slow
like
down,
the initial video.
Step off.
But I want to imagine a fucking mess when it ends. Just like the guy getting sucked under the golf cart, maybe a flip of the golf cart. I don't know.
The dude standing on the other dude's shoe is very close to the guy on his back's neck.
Yeah.
That could have gone very, very badly.
Could go wrong.
But no, we applaud you, gentlemen, for fucking around, and we'll be sure to post this up on the Facebook page on Wednesday, like we do every Wednesday, to bring a little bit of funny in the middle of your week.
Hell yeah. Now let's step into some video games. But before we do that, let's have a word from the Aggravated Hour podcast.
The world isn't a paradise, and you'll find out why with each episode of Aggravated Hour, a podcast created to release aggravation while being entertaining. This show isn't for the faint of heart. This show is not for those who think most people are good. This podcast is to showcase how aggravating life can be. We hope you laugh, but really, who cares? Find us anywhere podcasts are available. Aggravated Hour.
Game over.
It's me, Mario.
Finish him.
And we are back with some video games. You know, we always love telling you what's going on with Xbox, stuff they're giving away, the little contest that they like to put out there.
Hell yeah. There's been a lot going on, man. I'm not exactly happy about the quest for this month. I've got to be honest. But we'll get to
it's
that
a
in
little
minute.
biased.
I am excited about State of Decay 2, though.
Yeah, it's coming out on the 22nd. If you purchase the $50 version, you'll actually get it 4 days before. I already put my pre-order in at Best Buy. We covered State of Decay 2 early in a much earlier episode, probably like a month or two ago, where they said if you pre-order at specific places, you'll get different items for that. So I went to Best Buy.
Yeah. No, I'm going to Best Buy. It's going to be an awesome game, though. I mean, we both played the original. This one has unlocked multiplayer, though, which I'm most excited for.
Yeah, so if you got the $50 version, you get that pre-order and you get it on the 18th.
So cool.
Also.
So cool to get it.
So you can jump on there with your friends a lot quicker.
Hell yeah, which we will be doing. So if you get it, hit us up. Maybe we'll get you in our game. We'll do a little squad action. Set up some outposts. Take care of these zombies.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Hell yeah.
We're also interested to see what happens with Sea of Thieves. We haven't gotten to play much of it. It felt a little repetitive on release, but it looks like they're trying to do some upkeep, and they're very active on their Reddit forum in terms of taking in criticism and advice from the players.
Yeah, which is really good to see. Beautiful game, but yeah, as you were saying, we found it to be a little repetitive. You know, the same quests over and over again. There's very limited things that you're doing. It's hack and slash type deal. I really enjoyed the sailing element. I mean, that's the main selling point of the game, is like me and you man in the boat. It was pretty fun, you know?
Yeah, that was a lot of fun, the cooperative play with that. Now, I'm hoping that something interesting happens with there's DLC that's supposed to come out, and they've been teasing it. It's called The Hungering Deep, and there's going to be a trailer for it releasing next week. So that's all we got on it right now. And the only other real update is that they've added private parties so that you don't have to have a random person join into your crew, which is cool. It looks like they're making improvements.
Yeah, you don't want to be riding that galleon with a crew of 2 or 3 and then have a rando pop in, fuck your shit up. He's throwing your treasure overboard, shit like that.
Blowing up gunpowder barrels and shit on your
those
boat.
cannonballs. They're precious. Get the fuck out of here.
It's fucked up.
God damn.
So that's it for the upcoming games, but we got to talk about this quest for May.
Man, the quest, it's a fun little thing that goes on with Xbox. It's an additive. I've won a month free from it. Didn't you win something too?
I think like $1,000 or $1 million in Grand Theft Auto money or something.
Okay, that's pretty cool too. So it's definitely something you should partake in. But May quests, I've got a little issue with. Now, part 1, not hard at all. Log into your Xbox Live account for 10 days. 10 different days, log in. That's all you gotta do. Simple, right? Part 2, you gotta play Fortnite at least 30 minutes on 5 different days. Now, Fortnite's a free game right now, so it's not the end of the world. But I'm honestly over Fortnite. I'm a PUBG player. I'm not into Fortnite anymore, man. It's got one up on PUBG being the building element for me. But other than that, nothing else.
I like the more realistic stuff like PUBG.
Yeah.
I actually re-downloaded Fortnite and I jumped on maybe 2 days for like 30 minutes each because I was trying to get the quests like I'd really like to.
Yeah.
But also, we're going to get to the prize and it's not really that fantastic to me.
Yeah,
either.
part 3, right before you get to the prize, you just have to download 2 free games of gold, which we're going to cover those in a few minutes here. So that's not hard at all. But the Fortnite thing, that's kind of a killer if you're not a Fortnite person. Now,
the special prize is what. It's another Fortnite thing.
Yeah.
If you do all 3 of those, they'll give you a special prize for like Fortnite. I'm guessing it's gonna be a character skin or something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, not too cool. Maybe an umbrella skin or your parachute, whatever. And one lucky person will get a $500 credit to the Microsoft Store, which is kind of cool, but it's only one person out of fucking how many people subscribe to Xbox Live? Millions upon millions.
And play Fortnite.
Yeah. So, it's limited, but hey, fuck it. You never know. Maybe you are going to be that one person. And $500 to the Microsoft Store gets you at least, fucking 6-7 games. Brand new games.
Right, and if you're a daily Fortnite player, if you're a daily Fortnite player, then you're gonna complete this anyway.
Yeah, this will be no trouble for you. So
just make sure to download those 2 free games with gold.
Definitely a shoo-in for any Fortnite player. Check it out. Xbox Quest for gold. You won't get the 24 karat gold Xbox anymore, but you might get $500 to the Microsoft Store.
Yeah, we'll see what they'll do next month.
Yeah. But I think we've been more excited about the games they've been giving away lately. They've got a good lineup lately.
They've actually been pretty fun. The first one that's up is called Super Mega Baseball 2, and that's available from May 1st to May 31st on Xbox One. And we got a chance to play this against each other a little bit earlier.
Yeah, man, it's a lot of fun. It's not your traditional baseball game, It's got that big head, weird, cartoonish kind of element going on.
Donkey Kong style.
Yeah, but, it's got a fun play element. And I gotta say, it's a lot of fun to play your buddies, maybe play the computer and do the season mode type deal. It's definitely worth checking out for a free game. It's originally $30, so it's saving you a little bit of money. Just download it for free. Maybe you don't want to play it now. Maybe you'll play it in the future.
Yeah, I would definitely suggest it.
Hell yeah. And a game we got coming up that I'm pretty excited they're giving away for free. I know Jesse has not recently, but you bought it again.
Dude, this is terrible. I bought this game once when on disc. I sold it back, and then I bought it again as a download, and now they're giving it away for free.
Yeah, Metal Gear Solid: The Phantom Pain. Great Metal Gear Solid. It's not like the Snake Eater. Me and you were both really keen on Snake Eater especially. But it's definitely worth checking out. You get to build your own custom bases and have individual people like take care of the base and whatnot. It's got a whole different element to Metal Gear that any other Metal Gear hasn't.
It's totally different. There's a whole online mode. You can build bases and you essentially abduct people in the field on missions and bring them back to your base to beef up like your communications or like or your medical staff or your special forces, and then you can send your special forces people on week-long missions that are real time. Like you have to have them go off for a week. So it's very tactical, and it's a really fun game though.
Yeah, while still preserving the traditional Metal Gear Solid play.
Oh, absolutely.
In the storyline, it's really worth it.
And you get a horse.
Oh, the horse!
You get a horse
cool.
in the game.
I'm gonna play it all through again. I'm not gonna lie. Like as soon as this come out, I'm gonna play it again. I fucking love it.
I'm actually stuck on a part right now.
Are you? I never finished it, so I can't really say.
I'm stuck on a part where dudes have like a ton of rocket launchers.
Fucking rocket launchers, man. They'll get you. Well, in our next game, they're not going to have any rocket launchers. They're just going to have their 1 and 2 fists. We're talking, we're going vintage on this one. The Sega Vintage Collection, Streets of Rage. Now, this is pretty cool because it's Streets of Rage 1, 2, and 3, which I thought was pretty neat. A nice little Sega collection. It's a cheap game. It's only $10 if you wanted to buy it normally. But still, fuck it. Download it. Have one of those old school games in your archive. You can check them out and play them and bash through the platformer of just fighting people on the streets.
Yeah, and it's multiplayer, so you can invite your friends.
That's always fun, too. That is fun. Yeah, definitely a game we support, and we're glad it's coming out for free.
The last one that's being given away during May is called Vanquish, and it's available from May 16th to May 31st on Xbox One and Xbox 360. So this is a third-person shooter video game, and it looks like you're some sort of robot. It looks like it was originally a Japanese title that was put out on Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and Windows.
Yeah, man, it's really crazy, this augmented reaction suit like that you're in. I don't know, man.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not familiar.
So you're not actually a robot.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with the concept of this game at all, but I've read a little bit up on it. It looks very interesting and
very fast-paced.
It's very fast-paced, and you have some kind of like mech suit that just like allows you to be superhuman-like. So it's gonna be, it'll probably be fun. I'm not familiar with it. Hopefully the game mechanisms are pretty good. But either way, this month has been stacked. And I'm pretty excited to see what it's like.
Yeah, after like the last couple Disney games that they gave away, I'm kind of happy they gave away a decent.
You didn't fuck with Moana or whatever it was. It wasn't Moana. It was Moana.
Cars racing.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, it's glad to see some good games that will actually tear through. Get those achievements if your lander's like.
Yeah, make sure to get those.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you're not taking me though, because I'm stacking those achievement points.
Hell yeah, you're only one of 2 people ahead of me on the achievements.
Hell yeah. So, we're about to spin the Wheel of Weird next, but before we do that, let's hear something from the Fiercely Altered Perspective podcast.
Hi, I'm Quinn.
And I'm Ember.
And this is The Fat Pod,
also known as the Fiercely Altered Perspective podcast.
Here we take topics and put our own twist on them, giving you another perspective to stories that you know and love, and some you've never heard about, combining our interests, deep research, humor, and storytelling into one complex podcast.
Talking heavy on true crime, plus other great topics such as vampires, cults, cannibalism, aliens, conspiracy theories, mythology, folklore, creepy history, and how the hell we haven't managed to completely kill off the human race.
You can subscribe to us anywhere podcasts can be found, simply by searching for Fiercely Altered Perspective. Be sure to follow us on social media, all at The Fat Pod, and join our Facebook group, The Fap Lounge, to join our discussion threads, to give us your perspective on each episode and get a chance to get a shout out on the next show.
That's really fucking weird.
And we're back. It is time for the Wheel of Weird. We're coming off of Peanut Panda penis panic last time. Yeah.
Peter penis. End material.
Now we're going into it. We got a person, place, and thing as always, and we spin the wonderful wheel and see what we land on. You want to tell the people what we have for choices today?
Yeah, we have for person Arthur McMurrow Kavanaugh. For place, Jeremoth Hill. For thing, Truman Show delusion.
Right. She is spinning.
Place your bets, people. Person, place, or thing. All money and proceeds go towards American Slackers.
It was a close one. I thought I was going to land on person, but we are on place.
Place. All right, this is one that I've been raring to talk about for a bit now. Jeremoth Hill. A very inconspicuous point in the United States. Located in Rhode Island, it is the highest point in that state.
Okay.
Very small place, Rhode Island.
Yeah, it really is.
You know?
One of those states you overlook. You know, like, I feel like New Hampshire is, but New Hampshire is probably like 3 times the size.
Right? And you might be saying to yourself, what's so weird about that? You got the highest point in Rhode Island? I guess that's a little funky. Not the end of the tale. This is located in Foster, near Providence, Rhode Island. And it's used as an observatory. And it's a popular destination for high pointers, which would be like hikers that really want to, hit the top of all the like mountains and shit.
Yeah. Fucking you got those crazies that want to hit all the peaks.
Yeah, actually, there's all kinds of clubs too for doing certain ones, like up in the Adirondacks
the 46ers.
and out here in California.
I've done
that's
a few
it.
Of the
That's
46, and it's pretty
nice.
cool. It's definitely cool. I used to run a cabin where like it was avid 46ers. They had a poster up and they did like every fucking one of them. And I was just like, you got no life. You need to like get out there to.
Well, I mean, hey, it's a healthy habit at
definitely.
least.
I make jokes. I make jokes, people. But I kid.
It's better than other things.
Yeah, no, it's definitely good. If you're gonna do anything for a fucking hobby, hiking is something you can't knock. Like you're gonna be in great shape, live way longer than most people.
Right. Now, this high point was not always accessible.
Okay.
There, for many years, hikers could not access the hill because the only path to the summit crossed the driveway of a property owner, Henry Richardson, who prohibited entry.
Okay.
This man was the king of the fucking mountain.
He's like, fuck you. This is my mountain, bitch.
Richardson's belligerence towards hikers made him something of a legend in the community.
Oh.
Eventually, Richardson's son worked out a plan to allow access path 4 times a year.
Wait, so he only allowed people to go by 4 times a year?
Yeah, well, his son did.
Oh, his son was like, Dad's passed
Not even
out.
that dude.
You can go.
So I'm just thinking that this dude was literally like I'm gonna shoot anyone who crosses to go up to the highest point in Rhode Island. Like, that's my fucking mountain. No one's coming on my property.
Oh my god, dude. Fucking hillbilly, just hanging out.
Yeah.
Guarding the trails. You're not gonna enjoy his view at all.
We got mountain billies up here in Rhode Island.
Jesus, I would have never expected that. That sounds like some Appalachian shit, not some Rhode Island.
So for years, no one could get to this point because this one dude, holding
What's
it down.
What's his name?
Henry Richardson.
Till old Henry passed away, he couldn't get up Mount Gullet. Whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah, and I thought that was a very odd one. The fact that a location that could not be accessed because of one man. So we'll be posting that up on our Facebook page, as we do with all of our Wheel of Weird winners.
Now, I think it's the end of the show. It's about time we wrap this up. It's not the end forever, but just for now. Check us out, people. Stop by the Facebook page, American Slacker Podcast. You can also find the American Slackers group. There's a bunch of slackers just like you, spitting and spouting all kinds of crazy bullshit that you will enjoy. And also, check out the Instagram, American Slacker Podcast, as well. You'll find the promos for each and every show and a bunch of other shit to keep you informed with what we're up to. And, as well, if that's not enough for you, stop by the website, American Slacker Podcast, or aspodcast.com. You can get us there, the main hub.
You can also find us over on Twitter and Reddit at AMERSLKR Podcast. You can find our growing YouTube channel with all of our audio episodes and hopefully some video content fairly soon. Rate and review our show on iTunes, please. 5 stars or nothing. And if you really like our show, please tell a friend about it. It's the quickest way to make more slackers. Also, thank you to anyone watching on the Instagram Live. We had a lot of people tuning in today. Big shout out to Gunny K9. I always forget the 9.
Good friend of the show.
Very good.
And we appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for tuning in. And fucking send us an email, man. If you want to get in contact with us, if you want to tell us anything that you're feeling about the show, AmericanSlackerPodcast@gmail.com. We'll get right back to you. And also, if you're feeling like you need to be entertained, you need to get through that grinding work day, and you're out of American Slacker Podcast episodes, why don't you check out the Spotify playlist? Search American Slacker Podcast. You will find all the artists that have been featured on the show, and maybe some that have actually been on the show.
You can also help us out by becoming a Patreon slacker over at our Patreon. That's patreon.com/American Slacker Podcast. We have tons of rewards. Big shout out to all of our Patreon supporters: Dave Gunn, Seth Anders, Kyle Nolan Bradford over at the Crime Roulette Podcast, and Aaron W. from the SNIM Podcast, who we just released an episode with.
Hell yeah. Thank you so much for your support. Anybody that supports Patreon, your money goes a long way to helping keeping this show going and keeping us doing extra shit for you.
And please, if you want to get into some of our merch, head over to our shop at americanslackerpodcast.bigcartel.com.
Alright, if you want to check me out on Instagram, MWG Media. Also on Xbox, Matty G from HP.
And you can find me on both Instagram and Xbox at Landers the Plane.
Alrighty, people. Thank you so much for everybody tuning in. Live show, fucking iTunes, Podcast Addict, wherever. We appreciate it so much. Thank you so much for letting us come through your speakers and entertaining you. And until next time, that's it.
There you go.